Greetings. Frederick Riddle here with another episode of Christian News and Views. And this is episode 196, and this is Monday. Well, according to the article I've investigated today, and I'm only giving portions of the article, it's a rather long one. So I've tried to cut it down in size a little bit. It says this: when President Donald Trump revealed that his administration had struck a massive trade and investment deal with Japan, he described it as completed, but it must still pass the Japanese parliament and called the Diet, which is riven with political turmoil. The deal will likely require, at least in part, if not in full, approval by the Diet, where Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's coalition government very recently lost its majority in the upper chamber, having already become the minority in the lower chamber in 2024. A Japanese lawmaker in the lower house who chairs a key policy committee of the left-leaning Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, CDP, the main opposition, told Newsweek they are closely scrutinizing the Trump deal to assess whether they are satisfied with it. This is a Newsweek article, by the way. They will then decide how to proceed. Ishiba of the right-wing Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, still the largest party in the Diet, said he would stay on to see through the implementation of the U.S. trade deal, rather than cave to calls for his immediate resignation and create a political vacuum. Analysts said that opposition parties may seek to criticize Ishiba and the deal, but the alternative of blocking it in the Diet could backfire and lead to higher tariffs. But why does all this matter? Well, Trump has said he will make deals that benefit both sides. And he hails his unique ability to do so. And so there's a lot of controversy about that, but I think he's really shown it. This is my opinion, right here. I think that he's really shown that, and that he's usually been coming up with win-win situations. Back to the article, Trump's deals poses a challenge for U.S. trading partners. They must balance Trump's demands against their own national interests, economic needs, and views of voters, while projecting a degree of strength and independence to show they are securing gains and not merely surrendering to Washington. So this is there's that August 1st deadline out there that all the countries are trading partners are facing. And so this is getting done early, so that's good. So this President Trump had questioned in previous times the current U.S.-Japan partnership. And like other things, there's a little bit of things are not quite equal. We are the strongest country in the world, yet it seems that we get the lesser side of the deals. And so President Trump was trying to even that out. So trade talks between the two sides had been stuck on imports of American rice in particular. But negotiations continued, and Trump revealed the deal in a post on his Truth Social platform on Tuesday, July 22nd. It was just 7 days ago. Well, yeah, 7 days ago. Trump said Japan had agreed at my direction to invest $550 billion into the United States, spanning energy, semiconductors, critical materials or minerals, pharmaceuticals, and shipbuilding. But that 90% of the profits from these would be kept by the U.S. He also said Japan would open up to American car and truck exports, rice and other agricultural products, and more goods. On the other hand, Japan would still face a 15% tariff, but to keep that in perspective, it was either 15 sounds high, 25 is considerably higher. Back to the article. Among the specific measures in the deal are a Japanese commitment to immediately increase rice imports from the U.S. by 75% and Japanese purchase of 100 Boeing aircraft, according to a White House fact sheet. So all the parties involved are going to be looking at this and determining from their perspective whether it's something they are in favor of or not. So I want to skip down to something here. Uh, Here's a statement that was made. For Japanese people, trade negotiations with the U.S. have been seen as a litmus test of the current government's leadership ability. So politicians are currently fighting to control the narrative about how good this deal really is for Japan. One person who was commenting on it said this: the Trump deal was well received by both the ruling and opposition parties. Now, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, folks, but in my opinion, to both parties, the ruling and the opposition, that's rare. So, and it says here, given that many lawmakers did not expect the Ishida administration to succeed in reaching an agreement, the fact that it was achieved came as a surprise. Moreover, while it was considered difficult to lower tariffs on automobiles and automobile parts, the fact that they were reduced to 15% is highly regarded. So this is my opinion now. This is another one of those wait and see issues that we find ourselves meeting on a regular basis, it seems. But that's okay. It means progress is being made. We're seeing it as it unfolds, and that's why it's a wait and see. But at first glance, my first glance at it, it looks promising for passage. The fact that it's been well received, the fact that they see the alternative, and that's not attractive to them at all. And so there's a lot of pressure on them, no matter what side of the aisle they're sitting on. Plus, it looks promising for both Japan and the United States economically. It's good for Japan and their needs, and they have a lot of needs. It's good for the United States and our needs, and we have a lot of needs. It sounds to me like a win-win. Now, you can debate that, but there's evidence on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, on that. But I'm trying to look at it from a sort of a neutral perspective. I've been to Japan. I enjoyed Japan. I liked it. Had a good time there. I was there while I was in the Navy, and very nice people, friendly, very punctual. So I have no axe to grind there at all. Yeah, that's true. They attacked the United States, but that was back in 1940s. That's a long time ago, and some 80 years ago, actually. So that was time is gone, and they are an ally, an important ally, especially against China. And so when I look at it, I think this sounds pretty good to me. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not. I'm not into agriculture. I don't know all those things. I read about it. I study. Try to come up to an opinion to understand and make an opinion on it. But I am not any of those things. I'm a simple citizen trying to make sense out of what sometimes seems rather complicated and confusing. Try to draw the facts out and just, if you remember the old Dragnet series on TV, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Well, that's what I try to do is get down to the real facts and then pass them on to you. And so I'm of the opinion that this is a win-win situation. Only time will tell, but it sure looks good. And it's been noted elsewhere that this could be a template for other nations who want to make agreements with the United States. They're going to be taking a good close look at this thing. If it gets passed, they may even look at it as even if it doesn't get passed, as a template that they can follow to come to some kind of reasonable agreement with the United States. Remember this, I said this before. Trump is not demanding that he gets what he's demanding. What he wants and what he's looking for is more of a level playing field where the United States people, citizens, you and me, if we're in industry of anything that has to do with Japan, that we have a level playing field so that we have a chance to make a profit there, to succeed there. And that is what he's trying to do. But to get that, he's got to have this. You've got to ask and maybe even demand this and then negotiate. And as he gives and takes, gives and takes and gives and takes, oh, guess what? Here we are. Maybe be a little higher, probably not much lower than what he wants, but maybe right there or maybe just a little bit higher. But the thing is, he makes these deals and people are poo-pooing him and all that good stuff. But when he gets down to push and shove, he gets these win-win agreements, and the American people are paying attention. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy this channel. If you do, please subscribe. I enjoy having people subscribe, and that encourages me because I've told you this a number of times. I have three things which I want to do here. I want to inform you, encourage you, and to inspire you. That's my goal. You decide whether I met that goal or not. And if I can get you just to think about the subjects, to come up to your own conclusion, whether it agrees with mine or not, then I've succeeded. And by the way, if you disagree with me or agree, why not leave a comment? As long as it's nice, friendly, civil, then I have no problem with it. And perhaps it'll just broaden our discussion. And we might even see a future episode on this issue, especially maybe even on your comments. Well, that's a great time we've had today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You have a great day, and I'll see you then.